welcome to Carol's Current Obsession. Today is an interesting day. I have a fun little tutorial on how to restring a doll. Now, and it's a really great hack. I think you guys are gonna like it. Okay, let's get started. I have a lot of these really fun dolls that are strung. You guys know my love-hate relationship with strung dolls, but they're so cute and they need to be used, and I just had to string them. They've got to be restrung. You can see they're really loose. This one, the leg, the little thing on the inside is about to give out, and this one has given out altogether, and it's just the rubber bands have gone. And now these are Patsy dolls from about the 1990s. They're reproductions from F&B of their original composition dolls, but I like these because they're hard plastic and they are not gonna break apart and deteriorate as quickly as a composition doll, and you don't have to be as careful. For instance, my grandkids could play with this doll and it wouldn't be a problem, you know, they wouldn't have a problem with it. And you know, she's got sleep eyes and they're really cute on this one, and they're just fun dolls, but I wouldn't give them composition dolls because they're just too risky. So I've collected these little dolls, but they have string problems. Well, I was sitting here trying to mess with some rubber bands to try to fix my problems, and my husband came in and he said, you know what might really work for that, honey, is some shock cord. I said, well, I know they make cord, thick elastic cord for these, but it's kind of expensive and I'm cheap, so I'm just using this. And he said, I have a solution. And when my husband says I have a solution, it's usually a good one and it's worth paying attention to. So he took me over to Cabela's and we found this. It might have been Sportsman's Warehouse. I can't remember. It was a guy store with a lot of cool stuff, but this was the important thing. So this is a repair kit for repairing your tent poles. It's cording that goes on the inside. It was like $4. And guys, this has 45 yards of cording, okay? And let me tell you something, it is the perfect size for stringing dolls. And let me show you, it's really, really good. And it's gonna last a long time. It's really good. Anyway, you guys are gonna be impressed. Now, we're gonna restring a doll with this tent cord, and we're gonna do my beautiful black Patsy. And one of the ways that you start is you measure from the head right here down to the legs, okay? And you're gonna, obviously it has stretch, so you're not gonna knot it clear down here, but just to get things started, that's how I do it, okay? And having a little extra doesn't hurt anything, okay? So this is what you do. You cut your string. So this is a 16-inch Patsy. She has a little metal plate inside with a hook in it. And she has that on her legs as well as her arms. And you have to be careful because these can get lost inside. So one of the things that I find very, very useful in restringing a doll are clamps, okay? They're medical clamps and they look like this, okay? And I just got them at like Army Surplus. You can get them online. They're easy. One has no grips and the other has grips on it. And they're absolutely invaluable for doing any kind of doll work at all, okay? And I just like to put a clamp on it. You can also do like a string through it or something, although I have to tell you, I put a string through one of my other ones and it fell out. And I was frustrated and annoyed because I had to dig the leg, the little thing out of the leg. So that was annoying. So be aware, you don't have to, but it's a good idea. Okay, so we're gonna take the old rubber band out of the little doohickey and we're gonna string our piece in here. Okay, sorry, everything's a doohickey for me. So see that hook? We're just stringing that through the hook, okay? So now we have this piece. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stick it through the body, through the neck. I'm going to push it through there. I'm going to hold on to it, whoops, while I do it. And just grab hold of this with my clamps on the inside. Okay, so we just pulled those through on the inside. Now, it's important when you do this, be sure you have a good grip on this, okay? And then you're going to want to pull really hard on it, as hard as you possibly can, and then clamp it with your grips, okay? And then we're going to knot it, okay? And the first way to knot it, some people will knot one side and then the other. I like to do, it's called a square knot. And so you do one and then you do the other opposite of it, and you gotta pull it really, really tight, okay? Now there is a lot of extra, but we're gonna leave that on there because there's nothing more annoying than having this flip out and not being able to grab your strings again, okay? So we're just gonna leave those long until we're ready. Now, we're gonna take our clamps and grab and pull, just leave it in the little spot that we were at, see that? Okay, now we're gonna find the leg that matches, and I'm gonna take this clamp, my smooth clamp, and just clamp it on there, because actually I'm gonna open this up first. See how that's shut? We're just gonna open it up first real quick, then we're gonna clamp it. Okay, now we're gonna make sure we're on the correct side of her body, and I'm just gonna stick it in there. Okay, I have to pull it into that spot right where my other clamp is. Okay, and this is gonna be hard to put on camera. This is gonna be really hard to show, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Okay. Alright. Move the clamp down just a bit. I don't know if I can show you on camera. Okay. Nope. Okay. Let me regroup. My old hands. Okay. Pull. See? That is why you leave it. Let me tell you what. That's exactly why you leave them long. Because otherwise, it's a pain in the tuchus to try to get them back out again. Alright, back up you go. Oh, this is not easy. Okay. Now, let's see if you can see this. Clamp. Okay, this is going to be frustrating for everyone to watch, believe me. And I would edit this part out, except that there's truth in telling, my friend. And this is the part about restringing that sucks. Part of the reason I don't love strings. Okay? Nevertheless, we are going to do this. Okay. Okay. Hope you can see this. Oh boy, my hands are giving out. Okay, just a sec. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, that is where you hook it. Right in the knot. There, right, well, in the spot we made. Okay. Alright, now we can clamp the little hook back together. Okay. And we have one leg done, which is good. And let's make sure she's not too tight. And her head can, oh, she is not too tight. She's good. Okay, now we're gonna pull the other one out. And guys, this is gonna be another moment of frustration, I'm just telling you. It's not fun. This is why me stringing don't love each other. Now we gotta fish our other side out here with our grips. Okay. And then we're gonna put this leg and hook it on. I hope you can see. I don't know if you can see that. But we did just get it on, okay? And it goes a lot faster the second time, okay? Just because the string is already down. Okay, I just gotta clamp. Shut the clamp, or not the clamp, sorry. I gotta shut the, and I know my hand is blocking this and I apologize, but I gotta shut the little hook. Okay, sorry. I had carpal tunnel surgery years ago and I just have to, every once in a while, just let go of something because my hand is just too much. Okay. I need a pair of real pliers. That's what I need. Okay. Alright. But real pliers have a hard time getting in there. Okay. Now, there she is. She is strung back. Happy girl. Look at this. She can now sit and her head can pose properly. And her legs will stay where you put them for the most part, because she's strung. Yes, we love the strung dolls. But she's so cute. Okay, so cute. Alright, so that is our little black Patsy, and she is now strung. Now, let me show you this one. Now this one has a little bit different dealio going on, and her arms are, one side is hooked in there with a disc and the other side has a hook, and I am not going to attempt to try to pry the disc out of this side, so even though her arm is a little loose, it's gonna have to stay. But her legs, her string is almost broken through, so we're gonna restring her. Let's see, this one, well, I can show you on this. This is an arms, and this one has two hooks on either side of her arms. But somebody has restrung her with some tied up rubber bands, and so she is extremely loose. So I'll show you for the arms, and this is the old piece of rubber. Oops, oh, keep dropping it. This is the old one that was on here, and you can see how tiny that is and how much that must have stretched. But what we're gonna do is clip off the old rubber band and put on a new. Now for the arms, again, be careful, okay? And what I like to do is one arm, I'll tie up on there already, okay? Here we have her arms, and these ones won't get lost inside as easily, so. And this one, see, it has a loose hook, and we're gonna loosen that up just a little bit more so we're easier to grab. Basically, I bring it out like that. It's easier. You'll have to bend it back when it's time, but anyway. Okay, now for this, you're not gonna want very much shock cord on that, okay? Remember how tiny that piece, that little black piece was. So we're gonna cut it a little large so our fingers don't die, but we're gonna knot it clear down here, okay? So that's like an inch altogether, maybe a little less even than an inch. And the thing that I like to do is measure it across her body, okay, or her back, I guess is a good way to do it. And that way you know how long you need it to be able to reach it. At least that's what I do, okay? I'll snip our piece off. We're gonna put it through this arm already, okay? So I just stuck it through the arm. And then we're gonna knot it. And in this case, I'm gonna do the knot just like this. Okay, just a regular knot. But we're using both. I don't know. Can you see that? How we did that? Okay. And then I'm just gonna pull it tight to how low that I want it. Okay. You just pull it down along. And you don't want much. Remember how big that little tiny black one was? It doesn't need a lot to stretch across, plus you have to add in the length of your hooks, okay? So, you gotta think about that too. Okay, now that we have that done, we wanna really make sure it's tight. Okay, remember that's not very much bigger than that little black piece right there where we've knotted it, okay? Now we're gonna stick it in the body, and we're gonna fish it out with our grip clamps. Okay. Oh, this is the part I love so much. Ah. Okay. You guys, shock cord is really strong. Okay. Oh, that's gonna go in a second. Okay. Now, oh, and by the way, should probably prep this arm first, and I did not. Learn from my mistakes and prep it. Okay, so I've clamped it on to there, and this is the smooth one. Okay. Okay, and then we're gonna grab this Chica's arm and slide it. Oh, come on. Do it. You can do it. Okay. So you can see what we've done. There it is. I've just put her in there. Okay. I don't know if you can see. There you go. And then we're going to release our gripper clamp and release this, and then we're gonna shove those inside because I'm not gonna cut them now. Besides that, you gotta have something to grab with. Now, look at her arms. You thought that was gonna be so tight, but guess what? It's not all that tight, and man, that stunk just getting it that way. But it's still tight enough that, you know, you can put her arms up. And one of the ways that I have done to tighten their arms, which is really lame-o slamo, but I just twist it backwards and it rolls up the cord a little bit more, and then look, it tightens it just that tiny bit more. Yeah, so her arms can pose. Okay, so that's how to do the arms. Now this little 13.5-inch Patsy is a little different. So she hasn't got a hook in her head. She has a plate. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to take this off. She has a plate that you have to put a knot through. Okay? And it is quite a little treasure to do. So we're going to pull her leg out as much as possible and clip that. Now, oh boy. Oh dear. Okay, yeah. Oh, don't you get lost. Okay, see, that's what I mean. They will get lost. Now I'm going to clip off because I've had this problem before. And it's worth it to me to clip off a bit of the shock cord just to hold this from getting lost in the leg. We're just going to put that there so that it doesn't get lost. Okay. And we're going to very gingerly, no, pick that up. Oh boy, it's almost lost in the leg. Okay, haha, pulled it out. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this. Okay, I just get a piece of shot cord to stick in there so that one does not fall through either. Yeah, this little Patsy is extra special. Cute, special Patsy. Pain in the absolute tuchus to try to restring. So now, if you look in here, this is just a plastic plate that's inside of her head. Okay? And we're gonna have to dig that plate out and put our strings back in there. Okay? This is not fun. Okay, so I've got my grips. And I'm going to grab onto, to not do that. Okay, I'm going to grab onto the edge of the plastic disc. Okay? Okay, just like that. And I'm going to clamp on for dear life and attempt to pull this out. And you guys, if you cannot get it out, you have to go and heat it up. Ahaha, we got it out. Okay. If you can't get it out, you have to heat it up with a blow dryer, and that will help it to come undone better. So, do you see how this had knots in the end? And that's exactly what we're going to do when we put our string back in. Okay, so we'll pull that out. Now, again, this little Patsy is a pain in the tuchus to redo, but we're gonna do it. Okay, so you have to be more careful with your measure on this one because you don't get a second chance at length like you do with the other two dolls. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna measure, and we're gonna tie the knot. Okay, well, imagine this reverse, but we don't want our knot to go any further, or our loop rather, to go any further than her belly button. Okay, that's as far as you want it when you measure. So we're going to need our knot to be this long. Now, if that's not enough space, which it's not for me, let's add it. Okay, let's just add a little more. All right, it'll just be stuff flopping in her head. Shouldn't have eyes anyways. So, okay. So we're going to want put it to her belly button. Okay, so the knots are going to have to be right to there, to her belly button. So measure from her neck to her belly button. And then I take and get a marker, a permanent marker, and mark that spot because, yeah, I need to know that for knotting it on the other side. Okay, now we'll cut off our piece of string here. Well, actually, shot cord. Okay, now we're going to feed one side through, but the other side is going to be rough to get through, my friend. So what you do is you cut it at an angle, okay? You want to cut your shot cord at a very steep angle. Can you see that? So that it makes a point, okay? You see how that's just like a point, okay? And that will help you to get it through properly. Now remember, there's a concave and a not concave side. I can't remember what, converse. I can't remember the word. Anyway, so you want it to be the bowl to go down, okay, when you put it in. So, and once you put this edge as a point, you can more easily fit it through that hole, okay? So we're going to pull this up to here, and then we're going to put our clamps on it because we don't want to accidentally have it yank through there, okay? So now I'm just going to do a knot, and the knot is, you're going to want your knot to be on the black mark, okay? And tie it and pull it hard, okay? That's just a touch smaller, but it doesn't matter as long as it's right there. Bigger matters, smaller not so much. Okay, don't make it much smaller though. Let me just tell you that. Otherwise it's a real pain to get the leg parts. Okay, now, so we've knotted it right to those points. See there? And on this case, we can clip off a little bit of the extra. Okay, you can save those extras to hold your leg joints in if you want. Okay, now we're gonna pull this back out. This is a treasure. This is what I'm talking about. It is not easy, my friend. It is not easy. In fact, we are going to clamp on the end of this anyways, just to make sure we don't lose it. And then we're gonna put this back in. If you can kind of bend it, you can kind of cram it back in there. And it's not near so hard going in as it was coming out, okay? Which is a good thing. Now we have the disc back into the head, and we're gonna let go of this on the clamps and stick this through. And carefully try to hold on to both of these, get our grips, and pull this through on the top. This is not easy, okay, because you have to dig in there, and this is why you don't want it too short. It'd be difficult just for the video. There we go, got it. Okay, now as it happens, I dug it through this side, so we're gonna do this side first. Okay, I'm gonna slide that up on the clamp, and now we're on this leg. Okay, you gotta get the right leg. You don't want to do this and accidentally get your wrong leg. Now, remember, oh, remember, my friend. Prepare your leg ahead of time with the clamp. Otherwise, you will be a frustrated soul. Hold on to this, and we have to open up our hook, and then we're gonna clamp onto it. Okay, and then we can finally let go of this. Okay, now let's just make sure we're on the right side of the leg for the right side of the doll. Okay, we are. Excellent. Now let's proceed with our little surgery here, stringing surgery. And I hope I can show you. Okay. That one went fairly easy. I'm almost impressed. You see what we did? And then we're gonna clamp this little hook shut. That's about the easiest time I've ever had with that, actually. Alrighty. So now we've clamped it shut, and we're gonna let go with our gripper clamps. Okay. Now, let's make sure it's not too loose. It is not. Haha! Excellent. Okay. Oh, that almost came undone. We were so close. Would have been certain disaster. Okay. Let's grab our other one. Prep the leg first. Let's open up our hook. Okay. So see how we're opening that hook up. Okay. And then we're going to clamp on to that and let go of this. Okay. Now that we've got our leg prepped, we can now grab out the other side of the elastic here with our grips. Hold on to that. And we're gonna pop that in. That actually went pretty fast. Okay. And unclamp our grips. Okay. What can I have to do with these ones? And then clamp the hook shut. There we go. Just like that. And she is ready to be played with again for the next who knows how many years. Yay! So that's kind of fun. She can sit, she can stand, her legs are not so loose. There we are. I hope that helps you guys with the little hack on how to string your dolls cheaply with the shock cord for fixing tent poles. And yeah, for $4.50 at Sportsman's Warehouse, you too can fix a multitude of dolls. All right, thanks guys. Appreciate you coming by. Like and subscribe. Thanks for coming to Carol's Current Obsession, where you never know quite what's gonna be up. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.